Hello, it's Father Samuel Hakeem in Chicago with a word of hope for Thursday in the 13th week of Ordinary Time. For those of you in or from the United States of America, happy Independence Day to you. We have in our psalm today, the words of Psalm 19, a beautiful reflection on the law of the Lord. The psalmist writes, "The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. The decree of the Lord is trustworthy, giving wisdom to the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The command of the Lord is clear, enlightening the eye." It goes on in these couplets, talking about the beauty, the goodness of the law of the Lord, and the effect that it has on us. Perhaps it's just human nature, or maybe it's our American spirit of freedom, but how often do we look at law as a negative thing? That sure, okay, laws exist, but they exist because they have to in order to keep society in line. And if I don't like a specific law, this or that, well, then secretly I'm not going to follow it. Unfortunately, this type of thinking enters into our practice of the faith as well. Sure, these are the commandments, but if I don't really agree with this precept of the faith or this thing that Jesus teaches, well, I'm just going to sort of sweep that away. As if we could do so. As if we had any power or authority over what the Lord commands. In reality, though, the laws of our faith, the law of the Lord, is not some just law to be followed blindly, to sort of pin us down or keep us in line. But rather the law is truly aimed at our freedom and our fulfillment. It's not always apparent how this is the case, and therefore it does take great study. Back in ancient Hebrew times, the Torah, the law of God, indeed was sacred, because pronounced by God, but not always understood on first pass, and therefore study was important. Well, the law of God is still sacred for us in this age of Christianity, and still does take study. So perhaps there is a piece of the law that you don't understand how it's aimed at your human flourishing. Perhaps there's something that you yourself don't agree with. I encourage you, instead of pushing it aside or saying, well, that's unimportant for me, take time to study, to reflect upon the law of the Lord, to pray with it, and see how indeed this is for our good, and aimed at a deep and loving relationship with the one who loves us. God bless you, and happy Independence Day.